Call the Senate Energy Committee meeting to order. First up, we have a confirmation today. One of our former colleagues, Senator Sally Doty, once a senator, always a senator. If you don't mind, I want you to go on up to the hot seat because I'm sure your colleagues have some questions for you. If you would, just kind of give us a little brief explanation of what your duties are now as the executive director, and after that, kind of give us a little quick update on where we are at with the broadband, with the cooperatives, because we have a piece of legislation coming in after that. If you don't mind.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's very odd to be on the other side here today, and to watch committees that I've been on function. So it's good to see all of you. The Public Utilities staff is a small agency that works kind of with the Public Service Commission, but is separate from the Public Service Commission. Different items that are for review are filed with the Public Service Commission. This agency, the Public Utilities staff, are the subject matter experts. We have a team of accountants and attorneys who are very well versed in the utility field and make recommendations as to whether or not something should be accepted or rejected, or really help come up with resolutions to some issues. There are also several statutory duties that this agency performs. There's fuel audits every year for our natural gas and our electric utilities. We have a water and sewer division that we check your certificated areas. There's a lot that goes on over there. And quite frankly, I will tell you, I think there is a lot that goes on at the Public Utilities staff that members of this legislature would be interested in, specific information about your district. So I will try to be aware of that and send it on to you, or you might want to just give me a call someday. And if there is an issue in your district, I'd be glad to talk to you about it. I was appointed one day, went to work the next day, and I believe the next day was the deadline for applications for the broadband grant fund that we did this year out of this committee. And if you'll recall, it is a $75 million matching grant. There was, in the first round, there was $65 million for co-ops and then $10 million for other entities. We didn't have as many other entities to apply. So the co-ops, during the second round, the co-ops have ended up getting a little additional money. We've given out all of that money except $1.3 million, and I believe you may see some legislation about that later today. I do have some information. I have a list of each co-op and how much they received. There were 15 co-ops that participated in the grant funding, mainly in the northeast part of the state. Up in the north area, also Coast EPA for sure. But I've got a map that shows that, and I've got the dollar amounts of each one that I'll be glad to provide to you. That is an update on the broadband COVID grant fund. That is, I think, a little information about what this agency does. And Mr. Chairman, I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Well, if you do recall, earlier this year we had some hearings with the public utility staff, PSC, and so forth, and the public utility staff was one thing that I was worried about because we had a lot of people retiring, and so I'm very happy to see you in front of the committee today. And with that, I'll entertain any questions from the committee. Anyone have any questions? Y'all gonna let her off that easy? If no questions, do I have a motion? Senator Harkins.
Motion we do advise the consent.
Motion is we do advise the consent. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Congratulations. Right now, they're handing out Senate Bill 3054, and this is This is an amendment to the Cooperative Connectivity Act that we passed earlier this year. As you heard the director, there is roughly 1.3, a little bit over that, left of the $75 million in that grant program. This creates a third round for application to the leftover money. It just extends that timeline and creates, like I said, a third round. There are the more interest out there, and we want to give everyone the opportunity to be able to apply for this grant money and provide rural broadband to our Mississippians. We do have people that say they can get this done by the deadline of December 31st. That's all this bill does, and if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Question. Where's the, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, where's the amendment at? And is it,
There's several different line item changes in there, but let's see here. Yeah, 325.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. The guts of the main framework of the bill has not changed. All we're doing is creating, like I said, a third round. Make sure we maximize that $75 million. Any other questions?
Title sufficient, do pass.
Motion is title sufficient, do pass. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Yeah, the bill passes. Rise and report. They can move the money from the one grant to the